It's Monday, February 25th, 2019, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Williams. A plea today from Attorney General Dale Marshall. He's urging residents to work with law enforcement to bring crime, including those involving guns, under control. As he addressed the Barbados Labour Party branch meeting at the Grantley Adams Memorial School in St. Joseph last evening, the Attorney General made specific mention of a video making the rounds of a young man holding what appears to be 2 rifles in a party. And focusing on the situation involving guns, the St. Joseph MP says some of the reports aren't comforting. He says everyone in the country must work together to fight crime, particularly gun violence, that has now spread to what were regarded as tranquil communities.
There is not a family in Barbados that is immune to violence because he or she might live in a big house with tall walls and cameras. You may live there, but you probably don't work there. And sooner or later you have to leave there, whether it's going to the supermarket or going to a funeral or something. All of us have a vested interest in helping to root this out. Now, that may cause some of us to clash with a neighbor, because you may know something and you may be wondering if you should tell the police. I rather you tell the police now than wait until somebody in the community gets injured, maybe yourself, and run and play you going and tell the police then. We all have an obligation to each other as citizens of Barbados.
The Attorney General is also worried that average people, including women, are now showing more interest in legally arming themselves.
Everybody calling me about a firearm license is one of the bad things about being an Attorney General, because everybody seems to want a gun. I don't know what for. I don't know why people feel that they should all have a firearm. But you know what? It is becoming more and more a situation where people, average people like Jerry, like Joe maybe, like other individuals, including women, who believe that now with this kind of violence in our society, the only thing left for them to do is to arm themselves.
Meantime, Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Sylvester Louis, is also telling residents that the police cannot fight crime alone. He was speaking at the launch of a Community Neighborhood Watch program in the Clearview and Claremont St. Michael communities on Saturday.
For we cannot do it ourselves, we cannot be everywhere all the time. But you can be our extra eyes, extra ears, additional sources of information and assistance. And if you all make the best effort in partnership, I can assure you that your homes, your streets, and you and your assets will be safe from the few vagabonds and rogues who are intent on making us like some of our neighboring countries. No. What I said. And I say as our Prime Minister did not so long ago. What did you say? No.
On to other news now. The cleanup has begun. Derelict boats are being removed from the Berinda Cox Fish Market, Oystins, Christchurch. Yesterday, Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, Kirk Humphrey, MP for the area, Ralph Thorne, and Chief Fisheries Officer, Stephen Willoughby, toured the boatyard with the media. Minister Humphrey says he's happy that almost 10 derelict boats have been removed so far.
We started moving the boats and we will continue to move the boats. I am hopeful that all these boats you see with notices on them would either be moved to another location, or that we are in a position to help the owner in some way or form or fashion to repair some of those boats, because the Ministry of Maritime Affairs has some funds for assisting with the repairs to boats. But if you have a boat put down for 10 years, 12 years and haven't done anything with it, and then as I close, the thing that I see many boat owners doing is that as soon as we post a notice or as soon as we make an announcement in the press that you have to move your boat, or that we are looking to move abandoned and derelict boats, then somebody would show up and change. If it's a wooden boat, they would come and pretend to change a board, or if it's a fiberglass boat, to pretend to be doing some other work on it. Come on, that's not fair. And it's too easy to see through, you know.
The minister is due to meet on Saturday with vendors to discuss plans for the fisheries sector. On to other news, the Member of Parliament for Christchurch South, Ralph Thorne, is expressing a vote of confidence in the new leadership of the Oysins Fish Festival. He is hopeful the change would see the festival be returned to what he says is its glory days.
Stella Lady St. John has not disappeared from us, but she's in a consultancy capacity. Mr. Herbie Earwood is also still on board, but there are new and younger and fresher minds and bodies managing the festival this year, and I hope that all of you will find it fit to attend and to cover the festival. It's on the Easter weekend, the entire weekend. When it started in 1977, it was major. I mean, you couldn't walk from one end of the street up to the other end. We want to return the festival to its glory days.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Moving to the region, Cubans went to the polls yesterday to vote on a new constitution that institutes modest economic and social changes. They were also expected to maintain the one-party socialist system, as we hear in this France 24 report.
It's a constitutional debate that hasn't happened in over 4 decades. Launched last year, reforming Cuba's 1974 constitution has been months in the making. The government has gone all out with a communications push, and local revolutionary committees also back it.
We are anxious. The time has come for a yes vote. Now, for example, presidential mandates, which used to be longer, will be for 5 years.
Approved by the National Assembly in December, the proposed constitution sets up a 2-term limit for the president. It also creates the role of Prime Minister, and it formalizes some already in-place economic reforms, such as allowing foreign investment and recognizing private property. Yet for the opposition, which gained ground on social media, thanks in part to the island's new 3G internet connection, the reforms still maintain what they say is the hegemony of the Communist Party.
We're pushing for a no vote on the totalitarian core of this constitution, for it says that the model chosen by the Communist Party cannot be changed.
In 1976, the previous constitution was approved by over 97%.
And finally, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence will today announce concrete steps and clear actions on the Venezuela crisis. He's due to meet with regional leaders in Colombia for a summit of the Lima Group after holding talks with Venezuela's opposition leader, Juan Guaido. The meeting comes after convoys of U.S. aid were blocked at the Venezuelan border by forces and gangs loyal to President Nicolas Maduro. We get the details from Al Jazeera.
On Brazil's border with Venezuela, desperation turned to rage, and a fuse was finally lit. As rocks were hurled, so were accusations. Some alleged Venezuelan migrants started it all by setting this vehicle ablaze, while others claimed Venezuelan security forces were really to blame. They're throwing tear gas grenades into Brazilian territory, said this man, who appeared both angry and panicked. Eventually, the injured were carried away, and Brazil's army stepped in, ordering these men first to put down their rocks, then to move away.
Brazil's army has cleared its border with Venezuela. All the people that were up there are now here in the center of the town of Pacaraima. For now, the mood has returned to calm. The question is, will it stay that way?
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay and supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.